Okay, I'll just share this. I need to edit a couple of things. Okay. So I'm just sharing this template here. So what one thing you need to modify here. So take this as a template. So here, so don't mention it as a roles and responsibilities. Just mention it as a professional expertise. Okay. So here, mention all the AWS services you know. Services means not just EC2, S3, not kind of thing. So what you can do with EC2, what you can do with IAM, mention all those points. So here, if you observe only date of birth and father name, your mobile number and your email address, your educational things for fresher. Okay. So follow this. So if you completed any accreditations, or you can mention this Naresh IT training, all these things also here under training and certification. Okay. So only thing. So what points you can add here, that you can refer from the shared doc. I shared the day-to-day activities as well as these things, right? Okay. If you observe this, there is a resume key points document. Okay, go inside that resume key points. And here, for example, if you know what exactly this is, then add it. If you know what exactly this is, implementing AWS resources, using Amazon Glacier. Okay, so DNS and load balancing. So you go here, managed, created user accounts and all, printing services, troubleshooting network problems, right? So you pick this, you add it to your resume. Just add that point. As you are a fresher, so you no need to add any experience and all. So just pick the points from here, add there. Okay. So that is my suggestion for fresher. Even you can go through these existing resumes. Okay. So if you know something like, for example, this is different experience one. Okay, seems it is purely networking one. So responsible to Lambda, private subnets, responsible to create A records. So experience in managing IAM policies for organization, defining groups and users. So you pick such type of points and you add. Okay. So don't mention you already configured and all. Why? Because you are a fresher. So you are just showcasing in what areas you are expertised. Okay. So just use this template for fresher resume. Okay. Am I audible, guys? Online users. Okay. Thanks for confirming that. Not able to unmute. Okay. I think I forgot to. All right. Yeah. So that is, I missed that setting. Yeah. Now you can unmute. Yeah. So yeah. Any questions?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Hi. Good morning.
Sir, in case of interview asking, based on your experience out of two projects, what are the complexity issue you faced and how you can resolve and ఏం చెప్పాలి sir?
See that you need to mention one issue you faced, right? So you need to talk about how to resolve. Yesterday also someone raised the same question. I talked about this already. So you take a scenario. You first, like, which service you are good in and out, right? So you pick that service and, like, start building a story, and you also mention, okay, we verified this or we took AWS help to fix that issue. For example, recently we have faced an issue that, like, one of the EC2 instance status check is failing. So when status check is failing, what happened?
Sorry, sir, status?
Status check failure.
Okay.
So what you can do when status check failure happen?
That instance is not launched.
Okay. So generally, we have two types of status checks. What are those? System status check and instance status check. What we need to do if instance status check failure happens? Security group, that is for connectivity and all. That is when system status failure happens.
Key pair.
Again, key pair also for connectivity purpose only.
Creating a role.
Creating a role is designed to provide another service access. What you can do if instance status check failure happens? Reboot is the first option you do. Reboot it. Okay, just go and reboot your EC2 instance and verify your instance logs. Verify your instance logs. Go and observe your, like, boot up logs and all which are available on our EC2 instance. If you found something, you fix it. And also, you might face issues with this network interfaces also. Verify network interfaces. If we don't have enough storage space also, that OS won't reboot. Okay, so then also we will get the issues. So you mentioned we have verified all these things. We verified logs, we verified the boot process, we verified storage, no issue there. We have performed stop and start, still it is happening. So then later you mentioned, okay, we have realized, so there is some boot files got corrupted. Okay, so then luckily we have most recent snapshot that created for root volume. So as AWS have root volume replacement activity, So what we did, we have whatever snapshot we have used that snapshot and we have replaced the root volume for an existing EC2 instance. So this is the most challenging activity I performed recently. It took almost a day to recover the EC2 instance. You can mention that. So we even raised an incident with AWS. They are also not able to identify the root cause, why the EC2 instance is, we are not able to get connected to it and all. You can mention that point. So replacing root volume worked. So you can definitely mention why, because that is in very, very, very rare cases we do it. So you can mention that is the most challenging activity you perform recently. Okay. Yeah.
EC2.
EC2.
Sir, question clarity వెళ్ళలేదు సార్. అంటే
క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటి అని చెప్పానంటే మోస్ట్ రీసెంట్ టైమ్ లో నువ్వు ఛాలెంజింగ్ గా ఫేస్ అయిన యాక్టివిటీ ఏంటి
అదే సార్.
అదే క్వశ్చన్. దానికి ఓకే ఏదో ఒకటి చెప్పాలి కదా మనం అయితే. సో దానికి ఏంటి అని చెప్పానంటే నీకు EC2 ఇన్స్టాన్స్ ఉంది, దాని స్టేటస్ చెక్ ఫెయిల్ అవుతున్నాయి, యు ఆర్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు గెట్ కనెక్టెడ్ టు దట్ EC2 ఇన్స్టాన్స్. దాన్ని మీకు ఏం చేశారు అనేది. యా, దట్ ఈస్ అ ప్రాసెస్. On top of that, మీరు కావాలి అని చెప్పండి, you can add one more thing that, okay, we have an EC2 instance and that EC2 instance administrator password, like, so generally Wintel team manages that passwords. Okay, so somehow Wintel team lost that administrator password, local admin password. So we are not able to get into that instance to perform some installations or some basic things. Okay, so then they came to us and they asked us to reset local administrator password. So then I spent some time, I did that local administrator password. You mentioned that. That is also, you can add it as a task which you perform recently. Okay, if he's asking, okay, what are the tasks you perform? You know the day-to-day activity document, right? You can mention any other things also. Yeah.
Right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you mention your work. Your work is involved with, like, incident based. Whenever any guy is facing an issue, like, with respect to the AWS resource, like a connectivity issue, right? Or resource access issue, or resource not working as expected, such type of issues. So then they will raise an incident or ticket. You can mention anything, incident, service ticket. Okay, right. So they are going to create a service ticket that will allocate it to AWS team. So then we are going to pick that based on SLA, like, we have P1, P2, P3 incidents. P3 means low priority. P2 means medium priority. P1 means high priority. So P1 tickets, we are going to immediately, we need to start working. P2, okay, you can take half an hour or 1 hour, then you can start working on it. The priority is medium. The low priority means low priority only. For example, one of the specific user only facing an issue, that is a P3. Only that specific user, some access issue, everything is working fine. So P2 means a group of resources got affected. One of the server is stopped. Okay, so that is, we can consider as a P2. P1 means that application itself is not available for a client. You are not able to access the application. Okay, such type of ones, everybody who uses that application will get affected, right? So such type of one, P1. So you mentioned we have, mostly I will take care about P3 and P2 incidents. We are using a ticketing tool. You can mention we are using an internal ticketing tool. If you don't know what is Jira, if you don't know what is Chairwell, if you don't know what is ServiceNow, you do one thing. Okay, we are using our own internal ticketing tool. Okay, so employee raise an incident there, it will allocate it to the respective team. We will work on that incidents. So what is your work procedure? How you are going to get work? Is your manager gives or your lead gives, or how you are going to get that? Okay, so you mentioned we use a ticketing tool. If you know ServiceNow and all, it's see again, we are not ServiceNow developers, we are the users. So simply we will get ticket and to track. Even in Teams also, in Microsoft Teams also, we have an option called tasks. Okay, so we have an option in Microsoft Teams called tasks. So we use Microsoft task to allocate a task to respective user. Okay, so then we will work on it. So see, if everything is working well and smooth, we don't have any work. Okay, if something is not working, then only we need to jump in and we need to start working. Okay, that is what administration thinks. So if everything is working, they will ask you what you are doing when everything is working. Right? When anything is not working, they will ask you, okay, this is not working, what you are doing? End of the day, we will get same question, what you are doing? Right? So basically our job is incident-based ones. Okay. When an issue comes, then we will jump in and we'll start working. You mentioned that. Okay. Yeah. Any other? Yes. When new customer is onboarding, you can mention one thing. So we use a dedicated AWS account for every client. Okay. So, or else you can mention, so we have an application running inside AWS account. So we will generally make that application available to client. So, but single AWS account, we are not going to provide access to everyone. So based on whenever new client is signing up for our project and all, we will create a dedicated AWS account for them. We will join that account to AWS organizations. Okay, we will provide required permissions, policies, and whatever the resource they really required. Okay, we will provision that resource and we will create site-to-site tunnels and we will establish connectivity between the client environment to our environment. Okay, we will ensure the secure data transmission between client environment to our environment. So that is what you need to mention. So that is what we do actually. Any other questions?
For
a fresher, they really don't ask a project. Why? Because see, the thing is here. Yesterday, I gave one example. So you are an accountant. Okay, what you do if you work for XYZ company? You will take care about accounts, you will take care about salaries, you will take care about debits and credits, right? So if you switch to another company, same. If you go to ABC company, same. So similar way, AWS also, we are responsible for AWS resources. What project they're deploying, how they're delivering, that doesn't matter to us. So you mention, okay, so if they're asking you what projects you did, basically they don't ask you. Okay, you mention, okay, I have deployed, right, a WordPress website and I have deployed a PHP website. I performed that CI/CD pipeline and you mentioned my course and all is a scenario based one. So when problem comes, how to react, okay, how to create a resource, how to troubleshoot if you are not able to get the resource, how to design end-to-end infrastructure. That is what you learned. Creating a VPC, creating public subnet, private subnet, launching a load balancer in public subnet, creating web server in private subnet, creating NAT gateways, creating databases, monitoring all these resources, providing storage access to your web servers, and mapping CloudFront distribution to your load balancer, then mapping Route 53 domain to your CloudFront distribution, adding web application firewalls, taking care about security groups. These are all things you can mention as a project. In my course or training, you mentioned in this training, we have learned how to design an infrastructure end to end. That mentioned. So by using what application? You mentioned PHP application, you mentioned we have taken a sample WordPress website and we did that. You mentioned we also learned that backup tasks and all, right? You mentioned we learned how to take a backup for EC2 instances, how to perform replication for S3s, and how to take backup of our database, EFS, EBS volumes by using AWS backup service. I given that as a task. So you mentioned that. Yeah. Any other questions?
Sir, generally server is nothing but who can store the data. Okay, generally. Sir.
Server is not to store the data. To store data, we have S3, we have EFS.
Okay, sir. General data server database server is nothing but to get store the data. Like that, mana AWS lo service at the exact meaning em chepparu sir. Exact meaning, single line definition.
Single line definition. I didn't understand the question.
Only service is what is the service?
Okay, what is IAM?
Sir?
What is IAM? So user management. What is S3? It is a static data management.
Yes, sir.
What is EC2? It is a compute management where we can launch servers, where we can create load balancers, where we can deal with the server volumes, server backups, making another service accessible to our servers. That is EC2. Route 53, it is a DNS service.
Yes, sir.
VPC is a networking service in AWS where we can create networks with multiple public subnet, private subnets, and enabling connectivity with another VPCs running in another AWS account or same account, or providing secure access to our servers without using internet and all. Okay. That is VPC. RDS means it is a database service. We have 6 relational database engines. So for our application, we can use RDS for backend database purpose. CloudTrail is for logging purpose. CloudWatch is for monitoring purpose. Okay. Load balancer is to distribute load across multiple servers. Okay. ECS is like a container service where we can run our workloads inside a container with Fargate mechanism. Config, AWS config is a inventory service where we can set up some standard compliances. If someone modified something immediately, I want to treat that as a non-compliant resource. So for that, we can use config. Trusted advisor, it gave advisors on our AWS environment. Yeah, these are single line definition for the services, primary services.
No, that one okay, sir. What are the? I'm asking exactly only single line definition. What is the service? Not for EC2 instance, S3 bucket, Route 53 DNS like that, sir. నేను అడిగేది ఏమంటే ఎగ్జాక్ట్ సింగిల్ లైన్ డెఫినేషన్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద సర్వీస్ అంటే మనం ఏం చెప్పొచ్చు?
ఒకటి ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పు స్వామి. ఏదో ఒకటి నువ్వే ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పు, అప్పుడు నాకు క్లియర్ గా అర్థమైద్దేమో. నీ క్వశ్చన్ నాకు ప్రాపర్ గా అర్థం కావట్లేదు. ఇప్పుడు నేను
database server is nothing but you can store the data.
S3 is like nothing but you can store static data. Server is nothing but a server. VPC is nothing but a network. IAM is nothing but a user management.
Repeat, brother, please once again.
Okay. Avinash?
Yes.
Avinash, you told about CI/CD and all, no? That pipeline related.
Yes.
That one pipeline, we can add it in resume. I'm experienced of 5 years. On Bitbucket, I worked on it. This ticketing tool and all I worked, but I don't know that CI/CD actually. But currently in bench, someone told
so
to read.
You register to that given Jenkins course?
No. I need to register. Jenkins and all I registered it.
Yeah. So if you go through the Jenkins, you can add. You will get more visibility into that pipelines. First thing. Okay. So then even forget about performing activities, configuring and all. Just go through the course once. Just a 6 hours video. Forget about installation and all. So I talked about what is the purpose, how exactly it works, and I have taken all resources on AWS only.
Okay.
So if you go through that once, so that definitely you can add that pipeline mechanism to your resume.
Avinash, you have told about YAML pipeline, YAML.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. And Avinash, hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Which is like means project? Which one will be best? Whether it will be healthcare or FMCG to put on their resume?
I recommend insurance or power domain.
Power. Okay.
Power domain or insurance is or banking is easy.
Banking.
Why? Because we in those domains, right? The thing is why I mentioned that reason is we don't do activities at OS level.
Yes.
Our job is done. Why? Because it contains a lot of sensitive information. So you can mention in my project, we always follow least privileges mechanism. My job is done when I take care about AWS activity. Okay.
One more thing, Avinash. And bank they have implemented AWS. Which bank? Some people will come to know.
Using AWS. You can mention any client. For example, DBS Bank, they use AWS.
Okay, DBS. Okay.
DBS, yeah. DBS use that another bank BOFA.
Those.
BOFA, Bank of America, BOFA.
Okay.
So they use AWS environment only. So you can mention that.
Okay.
Yeah. See, no one will go and ask that company whether it is your project or not, whether is this project running in AWS environment or not. Those all sensitive information, right? So, yeah.
సార్ మనం ఏ ప్రాజెక్ట్ కైనా సరే మీరు ఇచ్చిన రోల్స్ అండ్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ బై డిఫాల్ట్ అని చెప్పి ఏదో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చెప్పొచ్చు కదా సార్ వాడికి.
Yes.
రైట్ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
users ఉన్నాయి కదా మన ఇన్స్టాన్సెస్.
నాస్కామ్ ఎగ్జామ్ ఎప్పుడు ఉండొచ్చు సార్?
ఏదండి? That I need to check with Murthy. So maybe in probably in 15 days, you will get a document on the process. Why? Because you need to get that once course completed only, you need to get that internship document and all. That is mandatory to take. That's the reason it is delayed. So I'll just check with Murthy. And you will get a call from Naresh IT, or you will receive an email regarding that. Yeah.
One more thing, Avinash. That cloud trial and yesterday you showed not for certification. How much cost it will take? Cloud and solution architect in
So cloud practitioner is $100 plus tax.
$100 plus.
$100 tax is 18%, right? So 117 or 118 is a cost. And if it is an architect or any associate, it's a 150 plus tax.
$150.
$150 plus tax. Yes.
In INR,
into 80. Even you need to pay by using US dollars only. So based on that day's conversion rate, you will get charged in INR. So currently it's 81 rupees, right? So into 80 or 81 rupees.
Around 12,000.
Yeah.
సార్ అజూర్ ఏమైనా చెప్తున్నారా సార్ మీరు?
నేను పర్సనల్ చెప్పానండి, బట్ ఐ ఆల్రెడీ అప్లోడెడ్ వీడియోస్ ఇంటూ యూట్యూబ్. సో అజూర్ డెడికేటెడ్ గా నేనేం చెప్పట్లేదు, బట్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్ ఫర్ ఏ షార్ట్ టర్మ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ నేను వర్క్ చేసా. ఐ వర్క్ ఫర్ ఏ వెరీ షార్ట్ టైమ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఇన్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్, అండ్ దే ఈవెన్ insisted me to attempt the certification exam also. So what I did Azure certification, I did GCP certification also, right? But it is not so difficult if you know AWS mechanisms, so you can easily understand Azure. So whoever joins here for AWS, right? So even some guys really interested about multi-cloud and all, so they really don't need to join any dedicated course. So ikkadaithe join ayye valla kosamo, so I prepared a video on Azure and I have uploaded it to YouTube. It's available in my YouTube channel. So not all, so storage is pending, mainly storage containers topics are pending, that I will upload. Why? Because I'm not getting enough time. So now I have a week or two I'll complete that storage module by coming week and all. So you just go to YouTube. Okay, here is YouTube. So go to YouTube, just search for AWS Avinash Reddy. Okay, so here you can find this channel and there is a playlist. Microsoft Azure Administration, right? So there are 20 videos on Microsoft Azure. What is network? So the thing is, I have compared it with AWS.
Okay.
I have compared it with AWS. Okay, in AWS, what we call, in Azure, what it is. So I have compared it so you can easily relate to it.
Yes, sir. Adhe sir kavalsindi main. Fantastic.
Yeah, so that is what available here. So even 20 videos already available. I need to make 10 or 15 more videos. I'll do and I'll make it available over YouTube only.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Even I have a thought to make GCP videos also, but time. So here class, then office.
Yes, sir. Classes, office.
Because of that thing. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Next batch, when will we start, sir?
Next batch, actually I'm taking a short break, not short, it's a long break only. So it starts from January 9th. I have a planned vacation. So from 31st to 7th, and this 25th is holiday, 23rd I need to take, 20th I need to take break, 27th also probably I'll take a break. So because of these breaks and all, so I'm not able to start a new batch now. So next batch starts on January 9th.
January 9th or after Sankranti?
From January 9th onwards, demos will start. So till here, demos will happen. Obviously, they will give a break. And again, they will promote it as a new batch. So you can join from 17th and all, probably 9th or 17th.
Institute holidays 4-5 రోజులు ఇస్తారు కదా సార్.
Institute just 3 days ఇస్తారు స్వామి. So that too Saturday వచ్చింది, Sunday ne వచ్చింది కాబట్టి, so don't expect much holidays. And even schools కూడా చాలా తక్కువ చేశాయి కదా. So yeah. So one suggestion, guys. So I already mentioned this thing. You prepare a chart, all important points, note down into a chart, put it in your room whenever you are brushing, whenever you are having your tea, right? Standing in front of the chart. Okay, have a glance at all the important points. Okay, take a big chart and prepare it. Okay, that is one suggestion. And in interview, never ever give single word answers. If he says if he asks you, okay, do you have any experience with Lambda? So don't say simply no. You mention at least okay, I did not get any chance to work on this service. Okay, so I know theoretical knowledge only, or I know only administration part. Right. So I don't involve in the development part. I take care about only these operation activities. So mention such type of things. Single word answers won't help you. Okay. That interviewer also, after 4 or 5 questions, if you are giving single word answers, he will negative impression will build on you. So don't go with the single word answers. That is, even when I'm in interview panel, I face the same thing. Okay, you know this? No. You know that? No. Okay, so if he is asking what is EC2? EC2 is a server. Okay, EC2 is a service where we can launch servers and all. Don't stop there. Talk. Even when he is asking, tell me about yourself. That is a very common question, right? And that is a very irritating question. That is very irritating question. So generally, I don't ask that question. Why? Because he's giving a resume. You know his name. You know what he do. So, but that is very common question. So when he is asking, tell me about yourself, you don't talk about your interests, your hobbies, what you do from morning to evening and all. So just mention what is your name, when you completed your graduation, okay, how many years of experience you have, right? So from what year onwards you are working in this company and when you have completed your graduation. Don't mention that. Don't talk about SSC, Inter. So then don't come back to this graduation and all. Just mention graduation. Okay, then stop there itself. Okay. So you really no need to talk about your family also. 2 siblings, 3 siblings. My father is that. My father is this. No need to. That is first thing. You stop there. Okay, so then he will come up with another question. Another common question is, what is your day-to-day activities? This question, you need to talk until that guy says stops. Yes. First question, you need to stop yourself. Second, you need to talk. Okay, so that guy need to ask you to stop till that time you mention. Whatever you know, talk at least for 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. Go with the flow. If you don't know, like, don't jump here and there. So, first what we can do with IAM, then what we can do with S3, then what we can do with EC2, what we can do with networking, what we can do with the database, what are the monitoring services we have. That's the reason I asked you to prepare a chart. Go with the chart. Okay. And whenever you got any call, like, record it. If you have an option to record it, record it. If you don't have an option to record, okay, once you're done with your interview, put that questions in a paper. Put all your questions into the paper. Okay, so then in first interview, you will have 10 questions. In second interview, you might get 10 more new questions. In third interview, 10 more questions. The problem is when interview count is increasing, our confidence level is going to decrease. Okay, so but whenever you are getting more interview questions, you should have more confidence, right? So if you are playing like, second over, third over, fourth over, by fifth over, you will get used to that pitch and all, you can start hitting shots. Okay, that is with respect to cricket. But if you nervous in first over itself, obviously everybody will be nervous in first over. Okay, so but you're going to stop there itself. Okay, I don't bat. Why? Because at first over is I'm very nervous and all. Second over, you're going to get more courage and all. You're going to you get used to it, right? So apply same mechanism here. When interview count is increasing, you need to get more confidence. Just like Rohit Sharma, he will take 80 balls or 100 balls to hit the century, and next 100 runs within 20 balls or 30 balls. So first 5 interviews, take your time. First 10 interviews, take your time. Gather all the questions. Okay, prepare answers. Having questions won't help you. Whatever questions you got in interview, Google it. Okay, post in Slack or discuss with your friend or discuss with someone who is expertise in AWS. Get your answers. Keep the answers in mind. So when you complete first 10 interviews, you have 100 questions with you. In 11th interview, what happened? Obviously, if you go to an interview, he's going to ask the questions. 80% of questions will come from that 100 questions only. So prepare that questions, gain confidence. Gain confidence. Never lose your confidence if your interview count is increasing. I've seen many guys, what they do, they will attend 5 interviews or 7 or 8 interviews. So then they will discuss with someone and that guy is going to ask him to learn testing. Then he will go and join testing. Okay. He do same thing with testing course also. He will attend 5 interviews and he will disappointed. Again, he will go and discuss with someone and that guy will tell, okay, Python is booming in market. Then this guy will go and join Python. Okay. So you're simply wasting your money. But instead of joining the testing, if you put your effort into this AWS and if you gain that expertise, you might crack a job by this time. Never lose your hope. Okay. Right? If you don't know any specific service, but if they're stressing more into that, you mention, okay, I have theoretical knowledge, or you mention, I never got any chance to work on this. If I get any chance, I will definitely learn this and I'll work on it. I'm looking for an opportunity. Mention this point. You mention you're looking for an opportunity. Okay. If you don't ask, your mother also won't feed you, right? Very common dialogue. Right? So here you mention, okay, I don't know this, but I can. So give me an option, opportunity. Right? So yeah. And improve your communication. English is obviously important. Why? Because most of the times you need to discuss with the clients and all. So if you have good technical knowledge and if you are not able to deliver it, still you might fail in interviews. So, okay. So try to talk yourself standing in front of a mirror and talk about that. Take some topic and discuss that. Watch English movies, but not with Telugu audio or Hindi audio. Right. So watch English movies with English audio only without subtitles. Okay. Take a series. For example, take like any English is like a Friends. Yeah. Don't addicted to it again, like a Game of Thrones and all. So you kept this thing aside and you're going to okay, you are going to continue everything that all episodes in 1 week and 10 days. Don't do that. Okay, just try to understand that, try to. Okay, so that is another suggestion I gave. And I always believe one quotation that whatever your goal is, you will never succeed unless you let go of your fears and fly. Okay, that is one. And I have another. If someone offers you an amazing opportunity, but you are not sure you can do it, say yes, then learn how to do it later. You got an opportunity, don't simply reject it, accept it. Even if you don't know, learn it, then do it. Okay, these two I personally believe. Okay, and so you can always get in touch with me. I hope you guys have my email address, right? So, but don't ask me to share my number, all those things and all. So, okay, this is my email address, whoever don't have, and I'll also available over the LinkedIn. So basically, LinkedIn is playing some key role in recent times in recruitment process. So some common websites, LinkedIn, okay, Naukri, Monster, Dice, Indeed. Okay, so just add your resume into these platforms. So then definitely, so LinkedIn is gaining more. So prepare or create a good, strong, or decent LinkedIn profile. Okay, if you don't have, create one now. Create a LinkedIn profile, add connections. So you go to LinkedIn and you search for Avinash Reddy Tipparthi, you can find this. Okay. So, yeah. Any other things?
No, hi, sir. Hello.
Yes, please.
So, for experienced people, if they asked about client details, what we have to inform to them, sir? Actually, I am moving from one domain to another domain. Previously, I worked in networking domain and I switched to AWS. So, if they ask about
you mentioned, so in network also, whenever you're working in network domain also, you have some clients, right?
Yes.
You can mention same client names. See,
Okay.
if you already working in a domain, if you are working in different event testing or any other, so the thing is you are working or your work limited to only specific part. For example, if you're taking DBA, database administration, you don't take care about servers, you don't take care about network and all, but you take care about only databases. Now, how you can add that experience with AWS? You mentioned your primary focus on DBA, but as you are a AWS engineer, you launch a server, you take care about IAM, you take care about VPC also along with DBA.
Okay, sir.
Need to mention one thing, some another team work also you need to project as yours.
Okay.
Yeah. So client and everything you can mention same.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Next batch, the same timing, sir.
Next batch 7:30 to 8:30 is one batch and 9 to 10 is another batch. So that depends on Naresh's team. But generally I take only 2 batches. That too only in mornings. So maybe 7:30 to 8:30 I start a virtual and 9 to 10. So January second week and still winter, right? So maybe 9 to 10 will start first by February. So 7:30 to 8:30 will start. Okay, if you are looking for course completion certificate from Naresh IT, this AWS certification is there. Naresh Technologies also will give